I have a lot of fun flying this Ashimmu, one of the oldest cruisers in my fleet. Primarily a null-sec PvP boat, but you can make the Ashimmu work in low-sec as well. A lot of pilots have asked me to show you a build that allows the ship to use a scanner. And yeah, there is one build that I use from time to time, although I personally don't like to use a scanner on this ship because the extra web or the extra Nosferatu can be a lot more useful. Now, this is my current primary build. I still use beam lasers as always. Let me just replace one of my predator webs into a scanner. The main thing about using a scanner on this ship is that you lose one web, one point, or one Nosferatu or one neutralizer. That can affect the performance, although having a scanner is pretty useful if you want to use this ship for solo hunt in low sec, and it works really well so far. You can still point your targets from 30 kilometers, you can still web them from 29.6 kilometers, and you have the Nosferatu that can act like a neutralizer as well. As for the propulsion module, afterburner or micro warp drive, depends on the target. For battleships and battlecruisers, I use the afterburner. For cruisers, frigates, interceptors, I use a micro warp drive. The rigs are still the same. My Ashimmu is a shield tank, although you can build yours with a armor tank if you like. That comes down to personal preference, although in my case I really like the shield tank Ashimmu. So far it has been working incredibly well. Although in most cases I run dual webs and dual Nosferatu. Sometimes I use the scanner. When I'm solo I like to use the scanner on the Ashimmu, although I scan the target and then I change my build and then I warp in, because having the extra web or extra NOS is very important. Now I have this B-type module. I'm slowly making the ship very expensive. This B-type module is from a rattlesnake that we have destroyed, and the rattlesnake did give us very nice items that I didn't sell, but I used them, mostly because I need B-types for this ship, and of course because, well, kind of a trophy. That was a very good kill, by the way. One of the best rattlesnakes that we've ever caught. But that would be how I have the ship fitted at the moment. And with that being said, it will be time to roll out with this shark, and let's see what targets we get today. So, our first target, we have... what is this? We have a prophecy. Alright, well, I am warping in. I scanned the target and then I swapped back the build with dual webs and a micro warp drive, and now I am warping towards the location. Landing in a couple of moments. Okay, there's the prophecy. That was a good warp in, although I could have warped in a little bit closer. The thing is, the prophecy did not see me land, so I have enough time to approach. The prophecy will be within point range very soon, and they have been pointed and swept. Now I can maintain my orbit. I use beam lasers. Beam lasers work really well on the Ashimmu, although they can be a little bit capacitor heavy, although that's not a problem. On a Blood Raider boat they have very good capacitors, and I plan to improve the capacitor on the Ashimmu even more. Well then, prophecy into hull now. Into hull and holding out at a little bit of shield. The prophecy has faction drones. Very nice. Now they are into hull. I have drones on me, doing some damage on my shield. Although the damage is not that impressive, I can tank a lot. And the prophecy was destroyed. Very nice. That was a nice kill. a surprisingly expensive prophecy. Let me take the wreck, if possible. I mean, 100% possible, very nice loot. Some C-types, and I think I saw some faction drones. Overall, a very nice start for today. Okay, let's go towards the next target. Similar build as before, although in this case I have a afterburner installed. The target is another battle cruiser. Very nice warping on the edge of scrambler and web range. They have been webbed, they have been pointed. There is quite a bit of traffic in local, have to be careful. In this case I believe a micro updrive would be the better option, because I would need the extra speed in case I get jumped, but I feel pretty safe flying the Ashimmu, so I don't worry much. I can take a couple of ships without a problem. Brutix is using blasters. They don't have range to hit me at this range. Brutix is now into low hull, and nice. That was a nice kill. Let me take the wreck. 13 in local, well actually it's 11 in local. 11 because I should not count myself in, and the Brutix was destroyed, so that's 13 minus 2 equals 11, and well, 11 in local at the moment. Nice loot, let me warp out. That was a nice second kill. For some reason it's very satisfying to shoot down a Brutix, especially if they use blasters. They have no chance to hit you at over 10 kilometers. Alright, well, we are currently gathering at this lovely gas giant. That's a very nice looking Cinnabal, by the way. That's a very nice looking Megatron. Let me take a look at that ship real quick. Yep, very nice looking ship. I kinda miss my Megatron Striker. I had fun flying it. And next one, another Megatron Striker, very nice. Should I say excellent? This is a beautiful fleet. Let's take a look at that ship. Oh well, the ship is in warp, so I will not be able to take a look at that Megatron Striker just now. And I warped first. Okay, that's interesting. To be expected, because a cruiser is very agile. The cruiser is very quick and very fast. Our next target is a Maelstrom. Beautiful. That's perfect distance, perfect range, 28, 29 kilometers. They have been pointed and webbed. The Maelstrom should not be able to track me at this range with large autocannons, even with good skills. That's one of the downsides of that battleship. It cannot track a fast-moving cruiser at this range, especially with a afterburner. So I feel very safe shooting that Maelstrom. I did remove the web just in case they have stabs, so that the ship needs to accelerate more to reach that 80% warp speed, and once they have been scrambled, I webbed them again, and now they don't have to, and now they can't go anywhere even if they want to. They are shooting at me, but they are not doing any damage so far. The Maelstrom seems to have a very nice looking nanocore as well. Like I said, the Maelstrom cannot track an Ashimmu orbiting at this range, at this speed, even with good skills. But the Ashimmu can, because, well, it's a cruiser and it's shooting a battleship. The Maelstrom did have a very good shield, although the shield did go down. The armor also got shot down very quickly, and now they are into hull. That was a nice kill. That was a very nice Maelstrom kill. Maelstorms are just like the Hyperion, just it's the shield tank version of the Hyperion, while the Hyperion is an armor tank, but those ships have very good bonuses on active repair or active shield boost. Overall, if built right, these ships are practically immortal. And if you add a logistic cruiser to that, yeah, they're practically immortal. Well then, our next target, we have a nice rattlesnake. Excellent. Rattlesnake has been pointed, webbed. I will use my micro warp drive when needed. I have to make sure that I don't fly between the other ships that can scramble me. There was a Vindicator on grid, but the Vindicator did warp out, leaving the Rattlesnake behind, so the Rattlesnake will be the next primary target. I mean, the Rattlesnake is the current primary target, there is no next primary target at the moment. This is one very tanky Rattlesnake, seems to be a PvP built Rattlesnake with shield extenders. That was one shield extender, this is the second shield extender. I think they have, if it's a PvP Rattlesnake, they have at least 3. Although, they might have 4. And 4 extenders on a Rattlesnake is pretty good. And very scary, because Rattlesnakes are incredibly tanky. We have over 10,000 DPS, and yep, that Rattlesnake is holding incredibly well so far. But looks like the shield did give up and the armor was removed very quickly, and now the hull is also removed very quickly. That's the 4th armor, the 4th shield extender. Came in right on the end. And that was a nice kill. And yes, that Rattlesnake had 4 large shield extenders. Very tanky. Very tanky. But we did manage to shoot the Rattlesnake down without much of a problem. Well then, time to go towards the next target. I am in warp. Well, we are in warp. This time I warped a little bit slower. Depends on the cruiser that you're warping with. The Ashimmu is not the fastest cruiser, but it's not the slowest as well. We have a Dominix. You know, there is something satisfying about shooting a Dominix with the Ashimmu. I think it's the fact that I can fight with the Dominix for a very long time, because this thing is actually very tanky and I can hold medium or large drones for a very long time without worrying about the shield. And that Dominix also seems to be quite tanky. I have the Afterburner, dual webs, 1 Nosferatu and 1 point. Also using beam lasers. Orbiting at 20 kilometers. That's the optimal range for the Nosferatu. Have to make sure that the capacitor of the Dominix is going down. If they have capacitor batteries, that might be a problem, but the capacitor batteries have a cooldown that we can use to our advantage. That's a very nice looking nanocore. That's a very nice looking nanocore. Although it has some scratches on it, but that's fine. The Ashimmu also had some deep scratches from from the Vindicator from the last Ashimmu PvP, from the last Ashimmu PvP part that I did a couple days ago. Dominic's now into hull, 50% hull to be more accurate, and they're going down slowly. The Dominics decided to shoot at me, although a little bit too late. Oh, well, the armor plate came right on the right moment. Okay. The shield holding out very well against the drones. The Dominix is using pulse lasers. What? I think that's actually medium pulse lasers. Very interesting. Haven't expected to see medium pulse lasers on a Dominix, but it happens, I guess, sometimes. That was a very nice Dominix kill. A tanky one, but not the tankiest that we have fought so far. But overall, a nice kill. So I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Alright, well, let's go towards the next one. Going towards the gate. I mean, warping close to the gate. And what do we have here? Well, the Gila has been pointed and webbed. The Gila is now into low armor. They also have a nanocore. Very nice. I think that's a clear sky nanocore based on the looks. However, I might be wrong. Gila is now into hull, and that was a nice hit, and that was a very nice kill. I will warp out to wait out the timer.
Warp drive active.
Okay, warping towards the next target. This time I have the scanner on. They don't have enough time to change much, so I warped and hoped for the best. Let's see who the next target is, and we have a Cinnaball. Alright, nice. Faction cruiser. That's a perfect warping. They have been pointed, webbed, and of course Nosferatu doing the Nosferatu thing that everyone loves. Cinnaball is now into armor. Cinnaball is now into low armor. They are now into hull. And they have been destroyed. That was quick. That was very quick. That Cinnaball got deleted very quickly. Impressive speed, actually. Alright, well, let's warp towards the next one. What do we have here? We have a tornado and we have another battlecruiser. Well then, the primary target will be the battlecruiser. The secondary target will be the other battlecruiser. 2 versus 2. Ortrus and Ashimmu. Okay. First one has been destroyed. Now let's focus on the second battlecruiser. They did try to tackle our Orthrus, but thankfully the Orthrus is highly skilled, so they could easily evade all incoming fire. There's a chance that they did bait in this anomaly, in this mission, but the bait did not work well. Excellent, alright. Very nice. 2 battlecruisers down in one go. That was skillfully played. Very nice work. Alright, let's go towards the next one. What do we have here? We have a Vigilant. Okay. I'm warping in with my dual web Ashimmu with the micro drive. Vigilant most likely short to medium range, so I warped at 40 kilometers, hoping that I can catch the Vigilant at 25 to 30 kilometers. Don't want to get within the web range of the Vigilant, which is 22.9 kilometers. The Vigilant has very powerful webs, and there is the Vigilant. 57 kilometers, 55 kilometers. Well, I warped a little bit far away. And they are burning towards me. Okay, and they locked me on first. Impressive. Okay, then. That's what I was waiting for. They did wait for a fight. Excellent. Let's web them and point them. I have them right where I want them, right within my optimal range. Now I can be faster than the Vigilant, but the Vigilant has warp core stabs. Alright. Classic. Well, we also have a classic up in our tactics, and we set up a little trap for this Vigilant, and they warped right back to the trap. They have been webbed, pointed, and practically they panicked. I believe they panicked, and they did not even shoot back this time. Although I'm not quite sure if they had enough time to shoot back. They got deleted very quickly. That was a nice kill. That was actually a nice catch. Was luck that they did warp back. I personally did not expect them to return that quickly. Okay, let's go towards the next target. Orbit set and ready. We have a Drake on the menu for tonight, for this little fight. There is the Drake. Pretty good warping, right where I want the Drake to be. Webbed, pointed, afterburner engaged. The Drake losing shields. Orbiting at 22 kilometers, right now at 23. The Drake into armor. Once the shield of a shield tank is broken, the armor and the hull goes down very quickly. That was a nice kill. And now let me pull back the drone and let's prepare to warp away. Or should I say, let's prepare to go towards the next target for today. It's practically the same thing at this moment. Okay, warping towards the next location. Slasher to Interceptor. Okay, we have a Interceptor. But the Interceptor knows not to engage in Ashimmu. That's okay. That Interceptor also has a lot of stabs. Very interesting. Interceptor, Slasher to Interceptor with stabs. At least 3 warp core optimizers at the moment. That's my guess. Let's try to catch the Interceptor a couple more times. This time I'm a little bit far away, but that's the trap. That's the trap. I hope that the Interceptor thinks that they have enough time to shoot down the symbol before I go within optimal range. So far, the idea seems to be working. I'm slowly approaching to them. Cinnabel also has pretty good defenses, so they're not going down that easily. But they're playing along, and unfortunately, the Interceptor did warp away. But the interceptor wasn't that lucky a third time. The interceptor did bite on the
Warp
bait
drive.
and the interceptor did get destroyed. And of course, I most likely showed you the kill mail on the screen. Like I said, 3 warp core optimizers on a interceptor. That's a very interesting build. Okay, let's go towards the next one. And we have another Drake. They are in this site. They have been caught in this site. They have been webbed and pointed. Now I'm going towards the optimal orbit. The Drake lost shield very quickly. Not quite sure about the armor. The armor just vanished and my drone got the kill. Nice. Alright, always the drone. You know, that little faction drone is quite interesting. That little faction drone sometimes does help. A very brave little Federation Navy drone that I have. Alright, well, going towards the next target. And we have a prophecy. Okay. Let's quickly engage the prophecy. That's perfect distance, right in my optimal range. Pointed, webbed. Prophecy into armor now. Looks like it was a tanky one, but not too tanky. Prophecies can be very tanky. They can be quite the challenge if built in the right way. Maybe I should, fly prophecy. And well, may the little Federation Navy rest in pieces. Unfortunately, that prophecy went after my drone and I did not notice that until it was too late. Oh well, that little drone did serve very well and it did have a honorable death. Well then, our next target, Hurricane. Pointed, webbed, and well, that Hurricane got deleted very quickly. Very nice. Okay, now let's take range. Let's pull back the drone in the drone bay. That's the second Federation Navy drone that I have installed on this ship. I have like 70 Federation Navy drones. I think it's 70, might be wrong. Let's warp towards the next target. Setting orbit at 24. I also have the scanner for this round as well. Just setting the orbit again in case the game didn't save it for the first time. We have a Dominix. That's a big Dominix up close. Let's quickly go and point them. They have been pointed and they warped away. Alright, they had stabs. Well, it happens. It happens. Was still a very nice try, so I'm not going to complain about that too much. It happens. Sometimes you catch your target, sometimes you don't, and it's okay. Well, warping towards the next target without a drone for some reason. And we have a Bellicose covert ops. Interesting. Well, let's go and quickly engage the Bellicose covert ops. Well, that was quick. That Bellicose got destroyed very quickly. Always satisfying to see a Bellicose pop. One of my favorite ships to shoot down alongside Condor 2 Interceptor. Those are like my favorite kills. Alright, well, that was a nice little roam today. Oh man, we had some very nice targets. We blew up some very nice ships. and as always, we made some decent ISK along the way. Well then, hope that you enjoyed. Again, a pleasure to fly Blood Raider ships. You know, honestly, literally, Blood Raider ships never failed me. The only mistakes that happened are my personal fault, so yeah. But the ship itself is pretty amazing, and so far they haven't disappointed me one bit. Alright, with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.